All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome on back to some Fortnite with the South Park. So we're Kyle Broflowski here. And yeah, this is my alt account, and apologies for the last video. Um, yeah. So I'm bleeped out a little bit by accident because the microphone on that set of or that headset, every time you tap it or move your head too much, it glitches out. So apologies for the poor sound quality on that. Still gonna get a new. I'm gonna I also just realized those look like skis or snowboards on Kyle's left hand. That's pretty sick. Or it could be skateboard, but yeah, because it's like got the helmet right there. But anyways. No, and I was actually halfway through recording one episode, but then I realized I was late for an appointment that I didn't really write down the right time. Like I misunderstood what time I needed to go be somewhere and give somebody a ride. So like, yeah, that happens. But anyways, oh, and she's still got the rainbow llama guns. So yeah, this is my daughter's account basically, but I am such a big fan of South Park. We are such big fans of South Park in this household, even though my kids are not technically old enough to be watching it. I let them get away with a lot of stuff. So we don't watch South Park, but I mean I let them watch like a bunch of like risque YouTube stuff, and it's the kind of thing like when I was their age, I actually had open access to the internet, and I feel like I turned out better for it because I was able to get ahead of all of the lies and nonsense that people try to do to like keep kids innocent. Like, I mean, I get it, it's good intentions, but by restricting the flow of information to youngsters, they get their information from other youngsters that have older brothers or sisters that they don't care. They don't give a rip. They'll tell you straight. And then you look like a fool trying to say these like fairy tales and fantasy stories and stuff. And like, now, not to say like, I mean, there's certain things that need to be held sacred, but like, fucking like, so I say swear words are adult words. And I have the caveat that adult words are fine if you're an adult, but there is that caveat, that catch 22 or catch or whatever you want to call it. You sound like a prick. You sound like a jerk. You sound disrespectful. You sound like a plebe. Like all of these different things. And why do I say that? Is because if you're having a good time with your family, you're some, especially elderly women, elderly ladies, like they're out trying to enjoy life and like see how their family's doing. And all of a sudden, here comes some whippersnapper swearing. All right, now a little bit, not a huge deal. A little bit okay, but that could totally ruin someone's day. I mean, and now, because you wanted to act all cool, they have a bad day. So it's just really selfish and greedy, all to try to make someone look more impressive or more, whatever. But it doesn't. It does the exact opposite. Now, sometimes it does have shock value, yeah, but ultimately, people are going to look at that and be like, well, if my grandma was there or my mom was in front of that, like, like, and ladies really do pay attention to that because when they're looking for a fella, they're looking for someone they can bring around their family or someone that they can fix and then bring around their family. I mean, I guess it does vary that way, but either way, they're not looking for some foul-mouthed sailor wannabe that like can just swear in front of old ladies. Like, in fact, and here's probably like my best justification for literally everything I do is would this fly in prison? Okay, so not a lot of people know what it's like in prison. I do love that, like, Jeremy McCord and a couple other people have been showing videos of what it's like in prison. I've never been, per se, but I have a lot of friends and acquaintances and colleagues that have for long periods of time. One of my buddies, well, we won't drop names, but he was in Lyman for 10, 12 years, I think, actually. I think he did 12 on a 25. So then he paroled to a halfway house, and that's where I met him because I was in the halfway house for a while because my stuff wasn't egregious enough to make it to the prison. And I wish I would have known that before I did my mistake. And see, that's why I confessed on the last episode, is because so I made a business decision and I screwed someone over and I basically got them arrested. And that has never sat right with me. Never. I mean, the alternative was dusting a cop, then dusting myself, dusting some randoms, or just dusting myself. And by dusting, I mean killing. Now, And like I was saying in the last episode, I have a lot of friends and family that are cops. And so that immediately put a kibosh in that plan because it's like, well, how would I feel if, my cousin or my uncle just got shot one day by some kid that didn't want to go to prison for 16 years? And that's what they were telling me. They were telling me 16 years. And I was like, how the hell? Like, what? What? Like, for a mistake? Like, a simple mistake? And granted, I'll admit that I wasn't, oh my God. That's what it was. It was just a simple mistake. Oh man, they were on one. Okay, well, I guess that's that. But anyways, and it wasn't even like it was a half mistake too because I tried to help the other one. They wanted two people, and the guy that set me up gave up two people, and his was ridiculous. He didn't even set foot in jail, or maybe he like got put in booking, but then like never had to do any crime or any time or anything. He was just off. And that's because he set me and some other dude up. So okay. And by the way, it was a gorgeous woman cop. Like they knew me. They played me like a fiddle. I was actually, I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything on the first thing, and I actually owed somebody a lot of money. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go work, and that's what we did for work. Like, I mean, I had a real job, but that's not gonna pay thousands of dollars. Like, so I had to go, do some work. So yeah, I reached out of my comfort zone. Usually it's just naturals like cannabis and shrooms and that's totally fine nowadays unless, you're evading taxes. But yeah. And then now it's funny because I'm actually working on getting a certification to be able to run a clinic in my spare time. I love my day job. I'm not going to quit my day job, but but I want to be able to be an authority in the psychedelic space. Like I've been an unofficial authority for decades, and I have a lot of friends and colleagues that are much smarter than I lean on guidance. Whenever I need to, I'll just reach out to some of them and be like, hey, yo, what's up with this? And then like they'll tell me exactly everything that they can. They'll help me out as best they can. So it takes a village for everything. And so the problem is, anyways, let's back up to why I bring up any of this stuff at all. So I also mentioned that a couple of gangbangers were going to try to jump me for unknown. At the time, I thought it was because I asked them to get something for me because I was drinking and I was making poor decisions. I wanted to try to have some fun and some fun that I shouldn't have been trying to have. And I don't do that anymore. But when you're young, dumb, and stupid and you don't have a fully functional and fully formed prefrontal cortex, your decision maker doesn't plan like 2 or even 3 steps ahead. Like, if I go get this drug, like, what's my life going to be like in the next couple of weeks? Like, the answer is you're going to spend money on something that's going to disappear in an instant. You're going to feel really amazing, then you're going to feel crap. And then you're going to be like, man, I feel like crap and I have no money. Like, what gives? And so, oh, but kids today will never know the struggles. And I say kids because I started smoking weed at 14. Regularly at 14. I was actually more like 10, 11, I think, when I first tried it. Middle school. Now, that's the thing with me is like, you should not and cannot do stuff in elementary school. Elementary school is a sacred time where you are just a kid, enjoy being a kid, don't do it. And I know this one guy that smoked bud in elementary school, 5th grade. I was like, wait, really? What? And, now he's completely sober. He doesn't do any of it. Like, I mean, he thinks he was stupid and all this. And, like, so it's kind of funny, like, how, like, things change. But really, I mean, middle school is kind of iffy. I watch a lot of Adam Sandler, and I listen to Adam Sandler's music and Weird Al Yankovic. And, it sounded like someone else. And I smoked. Now, not a lot. And it was funny because I smoked some with my friends, and we were trying to think of any other thing that we could smoke. Like, dandelions, or really, like, like crabgrass, or like, what else has got to be like weed? Like, has everybody tried it? And our dumb selves, again, prefrontal cortex is not fully developed. We were going through puberty, so the blood ain't even really in our heads anyway. Oh, you can't hurdle that? Huh, that's a glitch. You can, but you can't. Anyways. So yeah, so our minds were on women getting that booty, and then, I'm just kidding how we sounded, but getting laid, like, that was the big jam, back then. Like, finding a lady you could actually be with for a while and, like, date and all this. Like, just figuring it out. And the girls were doing it too. They were trying to figure out, like, wait, what are we supposed to and like I'm feeling all this weird stuff. Like I kind of want to go talk to that boy, and then they're like, come talk to us. As they're like voice cracking and a little bit of peach fuzz on our chins and trying to act all masculine and like, yeah, it was just so funny. In fact, I found a picture of what I looked like in high school. So I was actually when I was supposed to be a little more distinguished, and I still looked like peach fuzz, and I had a little bit of like chin hair, because I was a stoner hippie snowboarder, and then like at a ski resort, slanging. And that's a funny, like, when you live in a resort town or like a service town, and like the locals, they hate this building. In fact, can I just turn that off? Let's see. Building. Simple build. Off. Thank God. Wait. There we go. A left trigger is the angle. That's what I usually do. So you do right trigger, left trigger. And then that will protect you from getting shot. 2 layers of builds. Like, I mean, not that that was going to help me out with that last round, because they were just on one. They were just shooting through anything I was going to build. So I had to, like, bail. And they had a pretty good long gun that was just beaming me time and time again. Oh, but anyways, back to the stuff. Now, I'll still be in trouble with the prison community for things that I've done. The gang communities, all that stuff. A little bit. The people that tried to jump me were tweaked. They're already in some other trouble. And so that's the thing, is like people don't realize that crew back in the day was at war with tweakers. Like, we did not like it. As soon as you broke that wait, what's this? Oh, I'm delivering newspapers? Spread the newspapers about Kingston's new movie. Oh no, there's got to be a new South Park movie, Spread Wide Open. It's going to be about the criminal justice system being revamped. This is probably the gun they had. This is very accurate and very, it just pokes from a long way. Why am I running for gold? I should have picked these up first, and then I can go get the gold. But anyways, no, like he was out there ruining people's lives, and we talked about that, and I was like, that's not cool, man. He's like, I don't even remember what he said about it, but like, he wasn't proud. And see, and I used to slang things too, but like meth, that's just like, it's wrong. It's just wrong. Like, it's not a good thing. And, if you're intentional, now if you get something that's laced with it, that's, that could be a gray area. But if you're intentionally selling tweak to people and like, you're wrong. You're just wrong. That's what really like destroys lives. Ooh, someone was here. All the other stuff, not that bad if used in moderation. Like, yeah, it's still bad, but it's not like, your teeth start falling out and you're gonna start doing favors for things like, no, that's meth. So, and heroin too. Heroin's a bunch of different animal, and I actually lost a friend to meth, to opiates, to heroin. Rest in peace. Oh, sneaky. Oh, had a golden gun. All right, so I'm not doing too strong here, but anyways, like I said, what's the whole point of all this? Why am I confessing all this stuff now, and why do I care? I could have gotten away with it. I could have sealed my records, and nobody would have ever been the wiser. I could have spent, I think it's like $500 to seal your record. It's been over almost 20 years now. So, I mean, like, the stuff that I screwed up, it was a whole lifetime ago. Now, there are people out there still, like, fighting for SPM's honor, and the dude diddled kids. Like, I feel like I'm okay with my one mistake. Like, but... And then, the plus side is I beat up a rapist that was drugging people and raping people. So there you go. I feel like people are going to look at that and be like, well, you did this, but you did this. So props for this, shame for that, and all that. And at the end of the day, like, you know, the projects that I'm working on are going to absolve me a little bit too. But I do intend on talking with the guy that I screwed over. I want to apologize. I want to pay him some money, make it right. I mean, really, just apology is the main thing. But like that time that he was hemmed up, he to make money like a normal person, and he had to wait probably a good 10 years, like I did, before he was starting to get like real good jobs, you know, for all that. So, oh, coral buddies, coral buddies. So either way, I mean, and if we put everybody on a lie detector, there is not one person that would be able to say with a straight face, yeah, I've never done an illegal drug. Like, not one. Anybody in college, anybody that, like, I mean, hung out in mechanic shops, like, all that. It's just everywhere. It's human nature to be curious. Like, science is curiosity. So, you know, I'm just not buying it if anybody says, oh, no, I'm the life of abstinence, Donald Trump. Um, oh, man, that's going to be interesting. All right, anyways. So, what am I doing? Oh, I gotta do flushers, become a boss, and use SMGs. All right, let's pay attention to some of the levels, because I need 400 V-Bucks so I can get Towley. I needed to get it soon. Oh, there's only 69 people. But I need to get it soon, because I don't know when it's going to leave the shop. And I hate that. My kids have had that happen, where it's like, not, and me, like, but more so them. Like, they'll be eyeing something, they'll be like, oh, that looks so cool, and then they'll try to do a job for me, like, you know, I have them do like scratch programs or make me like a graphic or like, or just do something. Oh, there's a flusher, let's go ahead and do that after we get this chest. And they do jobs, they work for the stuff that I give them. Yeah, I don't give them a lot, like, I mean, you know, especially back in my day, like, if you think about what my parents got me, and like, you know, it's about equal. Oh, different flushers. Oh, wait. I think it said different flushers in different matches. So, even though I had that... Whee! Woohoo! Oh, yeah. Man, this is the best update. South Park with Cartman Land. You got cannons. It does push you back. That's funny, but it doesn't hurt you, so that's good. Man, bear, pig! Again, that reminds me of a friend that I used to have that betrayed me many, many times. He used to steal from me, from drugs, alcohol, women, like everything. He used to just be such a thief. And mind you, when I say that, I mean like cannabis and stuff, but like, you know, but anyways. And that's the dude that was sexually assaulting people. And that's the dude who's going to be on my call-outs page. He's going to be the first one on the call-outs. Him, my old landlord that still hasn't paid me back the security deposit just because it was not clean. It was not clean. Well, hire a cleaner, fool. Go hire a cleaner and then cry to someone who cares. Give me my money. So I'm debating on taking him to small claims court because, I mean, he's right. I didn't clean it the best I could, and I told him that. I was like, hey, I'd like to come back and finish cleaning. And he got mad. He saw an out, and he started to try to use it. He's like, oh, I'm just going to pretend like this guy is such a bad person. And so then he's going to play the victim when he goes to court. The dude's a woman beater. He beat his wife. Like, you know, like nobody's going to really care about what he says, you know, when they see the whole picture. However, they're going to be like, okay, you could have cleaned better. He gets $200 of your money. Now you turn around and give him the $1,400 that you owe him. See, that's the kind of thing. Is like, yeah, it stings. But that's just one of the things I just got to put on the list. Like, you know, you like to think that people will be good people, but nah, weak people. Oh, Mr. Hanky. You sick monkey. Kyle puts a turd in Mr. Mackey's coffee. You sick monkey. Like, pool rules. No running, no diving, no food or drinks in the pool, no animals in the pool, no lifeguard, and have fun. Okay, so that's actually like a... But it's the PP River. Ooh. Uh-huh. Fight them. Oh, what happened? Yeah. That's it. I would have done better getting on this thing. Why are there two sets of footprints? Okay, they are fighting. I was gonna be like, you better be fighting. You better not be teaming. Let's hide behind this fake tree. I didn't do anything. Ah! Oh, yeah, hurt a little bit. Pee-pees! So anyways, in the grand scheme of things, everybody's going to be like, oh, okay, what's in the past is in the past. You've moved on. You've done this stuff and blah, 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 blah. Or not. But I mean, the only person that could really be upset is the dude. So now the other thing, there's a 20-year statute of limitations on sexual assault like that. So we are still within the 20-year mark, but the time is running out. So those victims that were victimized by that guy... Yeah, today's just not my day. Oh, that's nice. Alright, Patricio, carry on. Let's do one more round and then I gotta get to work.
In an effort to
Oh, nice. I just reported 2 pages on Facebook and they got taken down. So basically, and I've been documenting what hackers have been trying to do, scammers. Got quite the list going, and I've been telling people, anybody that'll listen. So whenever you get a like from a celebrity, it's not from a celebrity. There's a very small chance that they'll actually like your stuff. Now, Redman, he reposts some of my stuff, and then I'll do like a dumpster fire of politics or... Actually, yeah, I kind of started to almost dox that guy. I basically ratted the guy out that was sexually assaulting people on Redman's post about holding predators accountable. So I was like, here's one. Good old Bill Boonce. Nah, he's a piece of human garbage. So, and he never apologized. He stole from me so many times, lied about me behind my back, told people bad things about me. All these bad fucking child. He was a spoiled brat. They got everything handed to him. Never really had to work hard. I mean, he did. Like, he played football and he did go to the gym, but he was just tall. You know, he was really tall, so his size gave him a pass a lot of places where other people would actually have to work with it through integrity, honor, empathy, and all of that good stuff. You know, being a human being. And this dude, and then he made the mistake of yeah. So, and I don't even know. I mean, I think that's kind of gone too, because like both people, I mean, yeah, she never called me back or texted me or anything or ever tried to reach out. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. You know, 20 years is a long time. A lot can happen. So I'm actually working on right now. No, I never stopped working hard because I mean I had to do 4 years in the community, like running around, being a rampant, like anyways. All while dudes be on 5 years probation for doing way worse stuff than I ever did. Way worse. And how do I know? Because everybody I talk to that's been to prison agrees. Everybody I talk to that works in a prison agrees. Everybody that I talk to that works on putting people in prison or catching people for making mistakes agrees. You know, I haven't met one single person that's like, you know what, you did was really bad and like you shouldn't have done that. It's like, no, I've been a cop's been like, that's it? That's what you got in trouble for? Yes. Oh well. So anyways, times are changing. and that's fine. And the people need to be graceful on the other end of this. I mean, we got to accept that a lot of people were just cowards, you know, cowardly politicians thinking that nobody would ever possibly end the war on drugs and nobody would ever possibly stop oppressing poor people in the downward spiral that is our justice system. No, no one would ever do that. Except every last person and their mom is trying to do that. So that's the funny thing is like, and now we have accountability through communication technology. It's a beautiful thing. Meaning that people can't get away with stuff like that anymore. You now have to be good. You have to follow the Bible. A lot of people say they follow the Bible. Nah. Liars. You know, cowards and liars. And it's going to be exposed. And the people are not going to be kind. Like, people are hoping. Like, I'm hoping people will be kind. Nah. A lot of them are not. I mean, I might as well get all the... Oh, there they are. Oh, he was stuck. He got stuck down here. Huh. Oh. Oh. SMGs, that's right. Ah! Alright. Well, actually, I got... Well, let's do one more. Let's do one more. I'm trying to get... Was... Well... Anyway, sorry. I just saw something that... conflicting information. And I seem to remember I was helping a faculty member that was having issues with exactly what these talking about. They're like, oh yeah, no, it's good. So, I mean, maybe something changed and that'd be great. But like, the last I was there, it didn't work. So, anyways, that's a whole nother here and there. And all these things. And actually, I try to keep this as segmented as possible, but I have a sneaking feeling that my coworkers are starting to watch this stuff. So, that's interesting. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, to say the least. So, Where was I going with all that? Oh yeah, no, there's going to be a reckoning, and and I'm rallying the troops too, and it's all going to be. What the heck is that? That looks like a Swazi. Sorry, notice that. I mean, surely they didn't intend it to. Maybe they did. Call me Shirley. No, I'm just kidding. As I'm playing as a Jewish character, and that lady that I was talking about a little while ago, that was like the love of my life. This Jewish lady that, well, half Jewish and still gorgeous, my high school sweetheart and everything. That's also why I hold a flame for her and hold a whatever you call it for revenge. Holding a flame, a not so good flame. No, and just really, it's just about justice too. And I would do it to anybody back home. If I ever caught anybody in Buena Vista spiking drinks and trying to women or men, I mean, I just feel like it happens a lot more with women. But anybody trying to take that kind of shortcut, I would do something about it. Like that's just natural. Like the fact that anybody wouldn't do something about it is just kind of appalling, honestly. I mean, it's cowardly in the other way. Like, well, not the other way, but I mean, it's just cowardly for a different thing. It's just like, you know, sit there and like, you know, if you have a daughter one day, I hope you can tell her with a straight face, be like, yeah, I had the chance to stop somebody from doing something like that, and I didn't. You know, like, could you do that? And I couldn't do that. Like, you know, I can't just go snitch on them and tell someone either. And that was the funny thing is I couldn't go to the cops because I wasn't trying to talk to the cops at that time. So, enough of this. Seriously, like. Dang it. It's just not my day. Well, anyways, I actually have some time tomorrow. I think what I need to do... Crazy baby is a babe. Alright, let's just return to lobby. We're not... Wait, what? Okay, I get it now. We want your feedback. Which of the following features are you least satisfied with Fortnite ranked mode? No, 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 no. No. Oh, that's why I was playing ranked. I thought I was playing bots and stuff. I was like, man, these bots are like... Wow. Alright, well that makes sense. I mean, usually I do a little better than that. Like, I mean, that was just, like, horrible. Oh, I gotta get the battle pass in order to do it. Well, we'll have to debate. Alright, anyways, I gotta go do some stuff. Ta-ta for now. I will see you in the next one.